Welcome to this explainer. The world actually runs on a completely hidden operating system. There are these silent rules, hidden patterns, and secrets driving absolutely everything around us. Most adults, they never really take the time to explain this stuff. But you've got an incredibly sharp mind, and I know you're ready to understand how things really work. So tonight, we're going to look at a midnight revelation that's quietly rewriting the entire blueprint of our society. We're going to decode the unmanned convenience store and figure out exactly what it means for your future. So just listen closely and take all of this in at your own pace.
Think about the last time you went out to grab a late-night snack. Did you happen to notice the missing night shift workers? Seriously, between the quiet hours of midnight and 6 a.m., there's this massive shift happening right in front of us. Major retail chains are just completely switching to unmanned, AI-driven operations. And you might be wondering why. Well, it's definitely not because they just want to show off some flashy new gadgets. No, it's out of pure necessity. They literally cannot find humans willing to work those exhausting hours anymore. It's basically a survival tactic for an aging world that's facing some massive labor shortages.
Okay, so let's dive into this by looking at what actually happens when we try to completely replace a human. For years, right, scientists thought the absolute hardest part of automation was just teaching a robot how to lift a heavy box. But actually, scratch that. The real challenge is something developers call an edge case. An edge case is just the unexpected, the chaotic. It's the uniquely human messiness of everyday life. See, AI can compute crazy complex math in a literal millisecond, but historically, it completely crashes when it's faced with real unpredictability. And honestly, I think that proves a really beautiful truth. Humans are actually the ultimate utility players. We are practically designed to handle chaos.
So what do these chaotic edge cases actually look like out in the real world? Well, picture this, a drunk customer causing a huge late-night scene, a receipt printer that suddenly jams for absolutely no reason, an elderly shopper who's just really struggling to top their transit card, or maybe a sudden, totally unpredictable security dispute at the front door. These are the human-centric scenarios that machines just totally struggle to understand. So this whole revolution we're talking about, it isn't about replacing humans entirely. No way. It's more about letting AI step in to act as a superpowered nighttime assistant. It carries the heavy load during those really exhausting, lonely midnight shifts, while leaving the complex, human problem-solving entirely up to us.
But here's the thing, this one small change down at the local corner store, it's creating a massive ripple. It's basically a technological butterfly effect. What starts as just a localized shift in convenience store capitals like Taiwan, where falling birth rates mean that even offering a monthly salary of $50,000 still won't attract night shift workers, is eventually going to force a massive global redesign. Because think about it, when you successfully automate the street corner, you eventually have to completely restructure global logistics, packaging factories, and entire security systems just to build a fully automated society. The shape of the world is literally changing right under our noses.
Section 1. The dynamic pricing secret. Okay, let's peel back another layer here to see how the money actually moves. Because if you truly want to understand the world, you have to understand the hidden economic engine powering all of this automation.
And this brilliantly illustrates a concept called dynamic pricing. In the past, pricing was super rigid, right? A store might offer a fixed 30% discount every single day at 5 p.m., and it didn't matter at all what was happening outside. But AI dynamic pricing? That constantly monitors live supply and demand. Imagine a massive midnight rainstorm. The streets are totally empty, and there's a whole shelf full of expiring inventory. The AI will instantly trigger a 70% discount just to clear those items and stop the store's financial bleeding. But what if tomorrow is a bright, busy, sunny day with huge crowds of people? Well, the AI knows to hold those prices steady. It's a system that's constantly thinking, adapting, and reacting to the real world in real time.
Section 2. The global boardroom. Now let's zoom out to the global stage for a second and see how the adults are treating this massive labor shortage like a high-stakes chess game. If you look really closely, you can see the totally distinct strategies different nations are deploying. It's fascinating.
The United States is highly action-driven. Their whole philosophy is to define the global rules early and just force everyone else to adopt their systems. China, on the other hand, takes a much more patient, supply chain-focused approach. They're waiting for the technology to be tested in Asia before using their massive e-commerce logistics to just completely dominate the market. Then you have Japan, focusing on quiet, disciplined execution. They're aiming to cut 30% of store workloads by 2030, even automating tasks like frying chicken in the back room. And Taiwan? They seek an empathetic balance. They're trying to figure out how to harmonize the cold efficiency of technology with actual human warmth, because they're really worried about the loneliness of a totally unmanned world. It's just wild to watch these different philosophies play out.
So the absolutely crucial point here is how a country like Germany approaches all of this, with pure structural rationality. They don't just sit back and hope for the best. They mathematically code human chaos right into the machine through a super strict protocol. Take step 1, a multimodal algorithm that literally analyzes human skeletons and voices to detect yelling or a physical fight, and then automatically secures the cash register and calls the police. Step 2 is a dynamic exception sandbox. If an elderly person fails to scan an item 3 times, the machine actually senses their frustration, enlarges the buttons on the screen 3 times, and switches to a local dialect to help them out. And step 3, hardware auto repair. If a receipt jams, the code forces the printer rollers to aggressively reverse 3 times to clear it completely automatically. They are literally turning human unpredictability into solvable math.
Section 3. Your future investment strategy. All right, we have now arrived at the absolute most valuable insider secret of the night. This is your personal survival guide for a rapidly changing world.
I really want to empower you with 2 very specific tools here. First, you need to invest your brain properly. Avoid rote learning. Seriously, do not waste your precious mental energy memorizing facts that an AI can fetch in a single second. Instead, you need to develop high empathy skills and complex conflict resolution. Those are the exact edge cases that machines just cannot handle. Second, invest your money wisely. Take your allowance or your red envelope money and buy micro shares in the AI infrastructure and automation companies that are driving this huge change. You have to start thinking like an owner. Stop just walking into the store to buy snacks and start owning a piece of the system that actually operates the store. Let the most powerful companies in the world do the hard work for you.
I really want you to internalize this truth. When the world turns to cold machinery, your warm, flexible mind becomes the absolute most expensive luxury on the market. Never, ever forget that. Despite all of this incredibly cool technology, your human connection, your empathy, and your totally unique ability to navigate chaos are exactly what make you truly invaluable. The more automated the world becomes, the more precious your humanity actually is. Well, you have absorbed a lot of really complex insider knowledge today. Your mind has done some absolutely incredible work understanding the hidden operating system of the world. But now it is time to trigger your own biological repair code. Close your eyes, let your brain recharge, and just think about this. As the machines eventually take over all those midnight shifts, what kind of uniquely human future are you going to build tomorrow? Rest well. Good night.